In today's video, I want to go over all of Zane's class mods. I actually had a previous video where I went over every single one of Amar's class mods, and that video did very well. I think it got up to like 3,000 views now at this point, so I decided, hey, let's make it for all the other characters. Now that I actually have all the class mods for Zane, I can actually talk to you guys about them, kind of explain which ones are kind of and which ones are kind of like decent. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So starting off, we have the Executor class mod. What this does is it's a kill skill, and whenever Zane kills an enemy, he gains increased accuracy, handling, critical hit damage, status effect damage, and status effect chance. So this class mod right here is one of his better class mods. It basically just gives you a kill skill that gives you a ton of other skills all put together in this class mod, and obviously this is going to pair really well with his kill skill tree. It's simply going to give you more kill skill buffs just for having this class mod on, and it's going to stack with all the other kill skills that you have. So other skills that can be attached to this class mod is Violent Violence, Playing Dirty, and Good Misfortune. Those three skills buff your kill skills, one's to give you more fire rate, one's to make you have additional bullet chance, and the other one is to keep recharging your action skills. It keeps adding duration to them as they're up. So the skills that it provides is actually three very good skills. So with that and the actual just benefit you can get from the class mod itself, this is definitely one of Zane's best class mods. You can use this in pretty much any build. It's just specifically good in his kill skill builds because it just makes an already good build even better. It just adds to it, kind of like Amar's Phase Zerker. The next class mod I want to talk about is the Cold Warrior class mod, and this class mod is definitely one of his weaker class mods. It's not the greatest like at all, but what it does is whenever Zane freezes an enemy, a random status effect is applied to them instantly. That's its main thing. That's all it does. So Zane obviously has some insane cryo builds that you can put together on him, and this class mod is just going to make it so every time he freezes an enemy, it's going to apply, you know, corrosion, incendiary, shock, literally any of those. It's just randomly going to get applied. But when it applies, it doesn't really do that much damage to begin with, so it kind of is pointless right there. And whenever Zane freezes an enemy, you can just kill them outright for the most part most of the time with all of his other skills and damage buffs. You don't really need that elemental status effect, and plus you can just swap to another gun if you want to apply an elemental status effect and use the other class mod to buff your status effect chains and damage. Basically getting this skill with the other class mod, you just have to switch to a different weapon, and arguably switch to the other weapon after you freeze the enemy is going to be better than this class mod in itself. So maybe the skills that it provides have redeeming qualities for it, because like the main perk of the legendary class mod just is not that good. So the skills can provide for Ready for Action, Trick of the Light, and Synchronicity. So Ready for Action is just going to make your shields recharge quicker and have less delay. Trick of Light is going to make you do bonus shock damage when an enemy isn't targeting you, which is an okay skill, I guess. And the main thing is Synchronicity. That's the skill that is buffing this class mod a lot, because this is one of his best skills in the game. So you get gun damage for each action skill you have up. So obviously buffing that is going to give you more gun damage. So that makes it really good. But you can just use a purple class mod and get this skill at like +5 probably if you get lucky enough. So you don't really need this class mod to do that. So overall, this is definitely one of his weaker class mods, and he could use some improvements. Ways that he can improve it is to maybe when he freezes an enemy, all status effects are applied to that enemy, everyone in the game. That would be pretty cool, actually. That would be like an elemental Zane. Or if they want to keep it with just one random, make that one random actually do a lot more damage than it already does, or make it to where as you're freezing the enemy, it starts to apply, and you can apply different ones as you know, keep the levels of freezing going up. I feel like that would be pretty cool, but as of right now where it stands, it's not very good at all. Alright, so the next class I'm going to talk about is the Shocker Raider. So what this does, grants Zane's Digiclone the binary system augment. Whenever Zane clones receives melee damage, it creates a shock nova around it. This class mod is a class mod. It's not really great or bad. You can do some fun things with it. Specifically, one of the fun things I like to do is, since it grants the binary system, you can use 2 other skills. So I use the one where you can like blow Zane up. So I'll activate the Digiclone, sprint in. As I get close to enemies, I swap places. Zane, his Digiclone blows up in cryo. Everybody gets like froze for the most part. If they melee land, they also take a lot of shock damage, and at that point their shields are off, and then you can blow them up and just kill everything. So You can actually put some fun stuff together with this class mod, but for the most part, it's not like his greatest top tier class mod. There's definitely better ones for him, but you can do some fun stuff with this. Now, the skills it gives you are duct tape mod and best serve cold. My class mod doesn't have the third mod for it, and I actually haven't gotten one with the third mod, so I don't know what the third skill applied to this is, but as of those two skills right there, they don't seem to be the greatest. Duct tape mod can be kind of fun, but overall, I don't think you would be using this class mod for its skills. What duct tape mod does is when your first shot in your gun has a chance to shoot a grenade out, and that obviously buffs it by a little bit more, so you have a better chance to do that. And Best Serve Cold creates the Cryo-Nova when you kill an enemy, and that alone, it's just really like not that decent. It's not that good of a skill. It's not bad, but it's not something you want to try to build around. And I could be wrong. I'm not a 100% a Zane player. This stuff might actually be like secretly OP, and I just don't know about it. But as of what I've played, and as I kind of see other people play, I don't really see them utilizing this that often. So it kind of makes this a weaker one of his class mods. But it can be fun. Don't get me wrong. You can definitely do some fun stuff with this. So the next class mod we're going to talk about is the Texpert class mod. This class mod is okay, I guess. It's honestly pretty bad. So what this does, it's a kill skill plus 5% chance on kill to recharge, sentinel, cooldown, and its duration. The reason this is not that good, obviously it's only a 5% chance, and you can just use calm, cool, and collect it for 1 point in your skill tree. So it kind of makes this whole class mod redundant, because calm, cool, and collected is just by far a better version of this class mod. And maybe if you didn't want to take calm, cool, and collected and kind of use this, yeah, it might work. But being that the skills you literally get are around the skill tree with calm, cool, and collected in it, you are probably going to take calm, cool, and collected. So I don't really understand where they were going with this, because it's about your sentinel drone, but you're providing skills in your other skill tree that people are only going to use to get down to calm, cool, and collected, because it's one of Zane's most broken skills in the game. It literally will just give you infinite sentinel duration. You don't have a 5% chance to proc it, and you get instant cooldown like literally right after you freeze the enemy. It's not a 5% chance, it's guaranteed if you play safe. Like I just don't really get where they were going with this. Like, ways to improve this is honestly is to give this another perk. Like, honestly make it around his shields, because his whole skill tree is about his shields and survivability. So maybe you could have kind of like in his other skill, like the more shields you have, the higher cooldown you get. So maybe like the more shields you have, the better chance you have at proccing this skill. So maybe you wouldn't have to take calm, cool, and collected. Or like I said, they could just remove it and completely add a new skill to it, because as of right now, like I said, calm, cool, and collected, it just makes this whole class mod redundant for its perk at least. Now, the skills you can get for this is Rise to the Occasion, Ready for Action, and Really Expensive Jacket. Obviously, Ready for Action, as I said before, is going to increase your shield recharge rate and delay, and Rise to the Occasion is going to give you health generation based on the amount of shields you don't have. So the lower your shields, the more health generation you have. And then finally, Really Expensive Jacket just makes all of the elemental status effects on Zane just not last as long. So with the class mod and the perk, it's going to go to 67% duration of the status effects. So you won't be getting as hurt as those as much. So as you see, the skills aren't that bad that are on the class mod, and it's specifically based around his survivability. But for some reason, his main perk of this skill is plus 5% chance to recharge sentinel cooldown duration. Like, I just don't get it. And honestly, what this seems like, because on some of his other class mods that I've already went over, he has like secondary benefits for his class mods. Like, he has like his main thing and a small secondary one. This just seems like a small secondary one, and he needs a main one for this. Like, have something based around his shields or whatever, and then have his little secondary benefit to have that plus 5% chance. Because 5% chance, it really doesn't do much. Like, I have seen it proc maybe like 3 times the amount of times I've been using this class mod. It just doesn't do anything, like, for the most part. And using calm, cool, and collected, once again, it's just better than using this class mod, and you compare it with another class mod. So this is definitely one of Zane's worst class mods. Definitely down there with the class mod that applies a status effect after you freeze an enemy. and I would not recommend using this one right now unless you have a specific build for it, and I would love to see the build that you have for it. Please leave in the comments below, because I just can't get anything to work with it. Finally, we have the Infiltrator class mod, and this class mod is definitely one of Zane's best class mods. It's up there with the Executor class mod. So what this class mod does is Zane gets increased weapon damage and movement speed as his shields get lower, and the lower they are, the greater the bonus. And also, like I said, like he has side benefits. The side benefit to this class mod is whenever Zane activates an axe shield, his shield is completely broken. And that obviously is going to buff his main thing for that really well, because you're going to get a lot more movement speed and gun damage. Now, if you're using the class mod like that, it's still decent. Say you use that and you have to use the shield to, like, after it breaks, you become immune for a certain amount of time. It can be really good because literally you pop your axe skill, you get a lot more damage and movement speed, and you become immune. So that's insanely good. But the way you really want to use this is to pair with the Rough Rider. So at all times, you're getting increased weapon damage and increased movement speed. Just 24/7 you have that, and it makes this class mod very, very good. Now, once again, I don't have the class mod that gives you all 3 of the skills, so I can only go over the 2 right now. But the 2 that I have is Violent Momentum and Like a Ghost. And Violent Momentum obviously is top tier for this class mod, because the faster you move, the more gun damage you get. So you're really, really, really gonna want that. Now, Like a Ghost, it makes you where you and your Digiclone can dodge bullets. It's not the greatest skill, but I mean, I guess it could come in handy. I guess, you know, since you're moving very fast, you're already dodging bullets, but then if one decides to hit you, it has a chance to dodge you anyway. So it just makes you literally like a ghost. You can just kind of run through everything and just kill everything really quick. It's the W key class mod. It's literally what it is. But yeah, this is definitely one of Zane's best class mods. I don't really see any ways you can improve this one, because what it does right now is already very good. And yeah, I would definitely recommend using this one in your builds, if you're just trying to go for like just a speedy, fast build that can just slay through enemies. This is definitely what you want to use. So just recapping everything, the top 2 class mods for Zane are definitely his Infiltrator and his Executor class mods. The kind of middle tier one is the Shocker Raider. That one, like, it's kind of but it can be very fun if you have a build around it. And it's obviously not going to, like, get you through Mayhem 3 just with ease. Like, you're going to have to put some thought process into it. But it can be very, very fun to just mess around with it. Now, the 2 just bad class mods you should never use is the Techspert and the Cold Warrior. Just don't even bother with them until they change them, unless you specifically have a build around it. Like I said, I would love to see it. If you want to post it in the comments below. But as for me, I just can't seem to find anything with it. And I don't play Zane anywhere as much as I play Amara, as you can clearly tell in the videos of my channel. But yeah, I just can't see anything working with it. Overall, his class mods are not the greatest. But like I said, he does have those 2 very good class mods, and the other 3 are kind of like it just, if you want to use them and have fun. But anyway, that's going to do it for Zane's class mods. I actually have the other characters and all of their class mods too, so you can expect to see videos from them pretty soon, I should say. I've got to sit there and, you know, I still got to test everything a little bit, but I do actually have all the class mods now. And yeah, like I said, expect to see those in the near future. But anyway, that's going to be all from me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.